All right, everybody. Welcome back for another one. And I wanted to start this video off taking a look at the Ethereum chart. I've shown you guys this before, but if you didn't see it, this is beautiful. This is why I appreciate technical analysis. So we'll see if it plays out. But I mean, you can just see the similarities here, right? So the bar pattern that I have that I copied is Bitcoin in 2017 when it was fighting its all-time high. And this chart right here is Ethereum right now, right? So as you can see, we're basically at that exact point where it Bitcoin just took off. So is Ethereum going to do it? That's what I'm waiting to see. If it does, then you can see where we're headed. Shown you before, basically takes us up to the top of the Fibonacci extensions, which would be about 5,700, and that would happen by 3 weeks into April. We'll see. This is what I'm paying attention to because I know it's going to drive this market through the roof, right? The altcoin dominance. We need to get up over this 44%. Like I said, Ethereum's going to be the driving factor for that to happen. And we are waiting for that. All right, to start things off, Wall Street tightens crypto embrace to meet rising demand. eToro crypto roundup. Wall Street players are scrambling to meet rising demand by offering institutional clients exposure to crypto assets. Goldman Sachs president and chief operating officer John Waldron told Reuters last week that client demand is rising, and rival investment bank JP Morgan has already gained approval to offer a cryptocurrency exposure basket. I've went over that before. Reality is it's just a bunch of stocks of companies that have been buying crypto, so it's not that exciting. But at the same time, the idea is that Wall Street is coming, so the demand is here with all the people who have all the money. Elsewhere, the chairman and CEO of America's largest mutual life insurer, New York Life, Ted Mathis, has joined the board of NYDIG, New York Digital Investment Group, which could indicate that we will soon see Bitcoin insurance products. Now, that would be a big deal. I don't know about you guys, but I would totally switch my life insurance from being in dollars to being crypto. No doubt. Personally speaking, what's a $500,000 life insurance policy right now worth 40 years down the road, 50, 60 years down the road? Who knows how long you make it, but with inflation, that'll be basically worthless, right? But if you could get it offered Bitcoin or XRP, some other crypto that's actually going to have sustainability, that would be a big deal. Personal opinion, I hope that something like that comes out. Crypto.com appoints music industry veteran to lead new NFT marketplace. Cryptocurrency exchange Crypto.com is developing an NFT platform and has appointed music industry veteran Joe Conyers III to lead the project. The exchange announced Tuesday the invite-only platform will feature the world's top artists, athletes, and sports leagues. Conyers, now executive vice president of the NFT product, has over a decade of experience in the music industry and most recently serving as the chief strategy officer at Downtown Music Holdings. His time at Downtown, he co-founded songwriter royalty collection service Songtrust. Crypto.com aims to grow its user base from 10 million to 100 million over the next 2 years. Wow, that would be pretty beast for them to do. And they said the NFT marketplace would be integral to this, given the sector's recent boom. There's no doubt the NFT market will be a major growth driver, says Chris Marszalek, Crypto.com CEO. All right, so I just wanted to point this out because Crypto.com is a pretty big exchange to use right now. A lot of people talk about it. I believe they do have credit and debit card services if that's something you're interested in. But also, if you want to speculate the NFT boom, they have a crypto, right? So right now it's been moving up a little off the news, I guess. Actually, a lot. But anyway, trading about close to 20 cents and a $5 billion market cap. So already fairly high up there. But as you can see, as I said, the trend this year is exchange tokens. The DeFi governance tokens, along with the centralized exchange tokens, are all booming right now. Makes sense because they're the ones that have actual utility right now. Basically, like a lot of them offer benefits. If you buy and hold the token, get half off on your trading fees. So if you're using the platform, there's really no reason not to buy and hold some of the token, right? And that's how they've drawn in that immediate demand. Makes sense. South Korea. South Korean authorities liquidate tax dodgers' crypto holdings. So this one was interesting. South Korea's tax authorities said they have evidence that 2,416 specifically South Korean people have hidden their income by buying crypto assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and more, in efforts to avoid having to pay tax on their earnings. South Korean tax authorities have moved to seize and liquidate their crypto. Per reports, the National Tax Service has been combining through data it has obtained from domestic crypto exchanges and claims it has gathered enough evidence to serve up bumper tax bills for offenders. In some cases, the NTS said that it has frozen and seized wallets belonging to suspected offenders collecting cash, meaning that the tax authority has either liquidated or forced the owners to liquidate the crypto holdings on the exchange platforms where they were found. The NTS claimed it had found undeclared crypto worth over 32 million on the nation's top exchanges, including an unnamed doctor in the country's most affluent regions. Seoul's Gangnam district, Gangnam style. That's what that reminded me of when I read it. So I don't know if you guys remember that song, but wow, what's that, like 9 years old now? Anyway, so yep, they claimed had hidden $3.5 million worth of earnings in crypto. So that's interesting. So maybe protect your funds. I don't know, put them on a hardware wallet or something. Not saying avoid your taxes, but leaving them on exchanges makes them easy to take from you, right? Next up, Kraken might consider direct listing next year, says a spokesperson. So Kraken is considering a direct listing according to their executives, and the firm is planning to sell corporate shares. He says that executives are eyeing going public, possibly through a SPAC or IPO. And in a special purpose acquisition company, Kraken would create a company without commercial operations, specifically to raise capital through an IPO. So this goes on to mention that Coinbase and eToro are both recently announced their own plans to do the same. So Kraken would be the second or third major crypto trading company listed on the stock market. Once again, signs like this are why it's hard for me to be bearish about anything. All right. Partying and all this stuff aside, I mean, what's going to happen to the crypto industry once you get all these public listings from major companies? You know, it takes investors and stuff to get involved to get the companies listed. And when that happens, prices are usually driven up, right? We could be in store for a super cycle. We'll see. Another interesting one. Turkish police dismantle massive Chinese crypto scam that held 101 hostages. Interesting. A massive police operation took place in Istanbul, Turkey, against the Chinese gang's crypto scam. Authorities found that criminals kidnapped 101 people and forced them to run scam operations. The scammers tricked hostages by promising them work in a legit crypto investment consultancy. Istanbul police cracked down a fake crypto investment consultancy agency that allegedly hired these 101 people to run the scheme. And in reality, the gang turned out to be a massive criminal operation as they held hostage the employees in villas across the country. 18 Chinese nationals suspects are involved in the gang, who are computer engineers and programmers, and promised hostages a work opportunity. Scam. So what happened was the scam published online ads with text such as "hand over your virtual money to us and we will win twice and give it back to you." Right. So any time, any ad or anything on YouTube or Twitter or this or that, Facebook groups, your telegrams, ask you to send them crypto and that they're just going to magically double it and give it back to you. Does that even make sense? Just think logically about that and hold on to the crypto that you worked so hard to get, right? Not hand it over to the Chinese gang in Istanbul, Turkey. All right, moving on. Visa says it's developing a Bitcoin and crypto business. Of course, I didn't know this was new, but thought this was already announced. But anyway, the payments giant has so far kept away from offering cryptocurrencies and crypto products, but its users could soon buy Bitcoin directly using the service. The firm has so far strayed far from the crypto sector, but the latter is now too big to ignore. Data from markets tool CoinGecko pegs the entire sector at over 1.7 trillion, or 15% of the size of the gold market. It's a space that Visa is looking to capture. We're trying to do two things. One is to enable the purchase of Bitcoin on Visa credentials, said CEO Al Kelly in a statement, and secondly, working with Bitcoin wallets to allow the Bitcoin to be translated into a fiat currency and therefore immediately be able to be used at any of the 70 million places around the world where Visa is accepted, he added. Cool. So Visa is trying to add Bitcoin as something you can spend. But this doesn't work. It doesn't do what blockchain was designed to do, or a peer-to-peer cash payment system. For one, you still have a middleman, which is okay to have the card if you are making it easier and less expensive to transfer the money. The middleman, per se, is going to have to lower their expenses as well. So it could be innovative, except that Bitcoin can't handle this. With literally 4 transactions per second, can you imagine trying to see that be spent at 70 million places around the world? You would go pay with your card, and then, I mean, in reality, if you were waiting for settlement, then you would have to wait in the store for about an hour before you could leave. Right? Bitcoin doesn't work for this. It never will. If you're doing this using the card, it's the same thing with dollars that you're doing. You're essentially doing an accounting system where customer comes in and sends Bitcoin to the store owner, per se, but really it's just saying, okay, here's an IOU, right? Because you never actually own the Bitcoin and you didn't settle it on the blockchain. So technically that transaction never happened any different than the dollar would happen in a traditional credit card transaction, right? So just my opinion, but we have other cryptos that can handle this stuff right now. Next up, Nash is excited to offer our fiat gateway services to Aave, making it easy for users to buy crypto within Aave's platform at the best rates. With just 1% fees, no markup, and no fees hidden in network costs, Nash is the best fiat gateway choice for businesses. So Nash Exchange is now integrating with Aave. So there you have it. And remember just the other day how I announced that Nash was going to have was going to offer these fees for their credit card exchanges, their fiat exchanges, and so on to the Nash exchange, the token holders. So basically, these 1% fees are going to be going to those people who own the token, right? So Nash is very bullish. They keep integrating with all these different platforms. I'm sure there's many more to come in the pipeline. Right now, they got Aave, Uniswap, and I believe Switch.io that you can add as channels. So it's getting interesting with Nash. Still an extremely undervalued project in my opinion. So I'm always glad to see stuff like this because I am a holder, right? Lastly, just wanted to go over a couple of these hardware wallets because people were talking about it. So anyway, so there's this new one that just came out. It's called BC Vault Safe by Default. All right, so apparently this one is supposed to be really good. I have no idea about it. I just wanted to bring this up because if you don't have one of these already, it might be smart to get one, right? So there's plenty other ones. So this new one, I have no idea about it. I would suggest you do your own research and learn about it. But also there is the Ledger, which I do have myself, and I like them. It works just fine. There's the Trezor, there's the Keep Key, and then also I've heard nothing but great things about this one called the EliPal. And as you can see, this one looks more like a phone. It has a very big screen that you can interact with actually instead of the little tiny ledgers. So I'm sure this one is more user-friendly. But yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about the EliPal. And this is one that I have interest in getting myself. So we will see. That should do it for this one as well. Hope that was informative. As always, please like and subscribe, share with your friends and family, and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.